Your dream life begins the moment your drinking ends. My name is Raleigh, and today I want to tell you 3 reasons why this happens. I want you to take a moment and think of a time in your life where you had a peaceful sense of joy and well-being. For me, I think about when I was growing up and I would sit in the back seat or on the bus and look out the window and I would just watch the clouds in the sky. Or I think about days when I've spent at the beach and I'm sitting with my feet in the sand, just watching and listening to the waves. And I have this beautiful sense of peace and well-being in my heart. Non-drinkers have access to this general sense of joy and well-being all the time. If you're a moderate drinker, even if you're not drinking every day, alcohol affects your hormones, it affects your stress, and it affects your mood. And these effects last for weeks after you have a drink. I'm sure you can tell a difference between a day where you've had alcohol the night before versus a day when you haven't had any alcohol the night before, but this isn't even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a much higher state of being. I'm talking about a much higher level of joy and content in general all the time. For most of my adult life, I was a drinker and now I'm a non-drinker. But before becoming a non-drinker, I went through periods of my life where I didn't drink, where I was doing an anti-yeast cleanse and didn't eat sugar or drink alcohol. Or maybe I was just taking a break from alcohol for a couple of months. And every time I've done this, I've noticed that after about 3 weeks, my mood elevates. And I have access to this level of joy that I'm talking about. You might drink because you want to avoid emotion, but what you don't realize is that alcohol mutes your ability to experience this level of joy. It mutes the positive emotions. You know, alcohol is a depressant, and these are the effects that it has. And it doesn't just happen while you're drinking. It happens for weeks after you've been drinking. And if you're a heavy drinker, it can take months for these effects to wear off, but you will get there. I remember the first time it happened, I was doing a cleanse and I had gone for a couple of months without drinking, and my mom sang in a choir and they had a Christmas performance and I went. And I was sitting in the audience and the choir came in and the music started and they opened their mouths and they started to sing. And from the moment they sang that first note, I began to cry. But I wasn't sad. I was crying tears of joy, and I cried throughout the entire performance, and it felt amazing. I had so much reverence for the beauty of that music, for the nostalgia of that music, for the beauty of my mom singing on stage. And it's a kind of reverence and joy that I don't have access to when I'm drinking regularly. Now that I'm living life as a non-drinker, I have access to this joy, this reverence, this general sense of contentment on a regular daily basis. Little things happen that just fill my heart, and in general, I'm so much happier. This general sense of joy and well-being that you will feel as a non-drinker leads to the second way that your dream life will start when your drinking stops. And that is that you will be able to manifest your dreams much more easily. The first time I ever heard anyone speak about this was from a man named Dylan James. He is a manifestation and mindset coach. And he talked about giving up alcohol and all substances in order to be able to manifest your dreams more easily, because when you drink, it's really easy to slip into reactions and behaviors that are going to go against and get in the way of the things that you're trying to manifest. If you're trying to manifest a better relationship with someone, you might start drunk texting them or fighting with them, arguing with them, getting reactive. If you're trying to manifest a better job or more money, your hangover might get in the way of taking the actions that will actually get you a better job, so on and so forth. But I actually think that there is a bigger, deeper reason why it's easier to manifest your dream life if you're a non-drinker. And it's because of the joy and the well-being that's created when you stop drinking. Abraham Esther Hicks teaches us that joy is the key to manifestation. Feeling gratitude is another key to manifestation. When your hormones are regulated and you easily slip into this state of joy and well-being, and you're living life in general in a state of contentment and reverence and gratitude, you're vibrating at a higher frequency, and it's super easy for your dreams to manifest into your reality. Also, when you drink, it's harder to connect with God. There's a way that you can try this out. Choose a time when you're not drinking or you're not hungover. Close your eyes, expand your energy, and connect to the light and well-being of God's love, so you can slip into a meditation. I meditate every morning, and for me, it's really easy to feel a connection to God when I close my eyes and meditate this way. So after you notice how easy it is to feel that connection between you and God, have a drink, half of a drink even, and try to do the same thing. For me, after one serving of alcohol, I can't connect to God through meditation. After just one drink, I can't feel a connection to God through prayer anymore. In fact, alcohol mutes my connection to everything. It's a myth that alcohol helps us connect to more people or to anything spiritual. Like I said, alcohol depresses your brain. It removes your focus and your presence, and it takes you out of the moment. The third major way that becoming a non-drinker helps you live your dream life is that it brings you clarity of mind. Can you imagine waking up in the morning with the energy and the joy, going through your morning routine and just having idea after idea burst into your mind? If you've never had $1 million idea while you're taking a shower in the morning, you are in for a treat, because this is what happens on the other side of quitting drinking. Your hormones are regulated, your brain is in its peak state, you're feeling good, you have energy, you have joy, you have reverence, you have a connection to God, your dreams are easily manifesting, and you are going to start getting these intuitive hits. This happens to me now all the time. I will be taking a shower, taking a walk, even lying in bed trying to fall asleep, and all of a sudden it's like this idea for a solution, something that I've been struggling with or something that I'm trying to create just pops into my head. And this will happen for you too, when you have joy and your connection to God is free of the obstacle of alcohol. The channels are open and his messages can just shoot right to you. The intuition that he's giving you to guide you is so much more accessible. My name is Raleigh, and I have struggled with drinking for most of my adult life, but I have finally cracked the code to learn how to see myself as a non-drinker, which made it easy for me to give up alcohol. In fact, I don't even want to drink anymore. I desire this life without alcohol more than I ever desire a drink. I'm putting together a workshop to teach you how to do the same thing. Click the link below and I'll send you more information. Meanwhile, if you want to hear more about what it's like to live your life as a non-drinker, I have another video here that might interest you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.